Hello everyone, Alan here, and coming to you from downtown Portland. This is Skidmore Fountain, and I'll be talking about this book. It's very timely. I say part one because I'm buddy reading this with Patrice Jones. It's our second buddy read together. We primarily on Boxer we talk a lot, but she's a booktube commenter. I don't want to say too much. She speaks for herself. We're having a good time with this, but she's not. She's got like 2 essays to go, and I'm very feel urgent to speak about this book because I like it so much, especially the second and third parts. Total second half of this. I mean, the first half is good. I mean, more than good. Everybody should read this if you're a James Baldwin fan. But the first half, he talks about books I have not read. I'm going to cure that. If the libraries were open, I'd read them now. One of those books is Uncle Tom's Cabin. Another is The Invisible Man. I haven't read, and I haven't read Native Son by Richard Wright. And I'll probably be buying that book because that's what the Notes of a Native Son. It's the longest essay in here. It was printed in Harper's Magazine in the 50s. Baldwin was young when he wrote this. He was in his 30s. There's essays in here on Paris. There's what I want to talk about with like the demonstrations going on here in Portland and around the country. And black and white issue, the problem, and the problem's still going on. I don't know how much I should preface this and act like I was coming to this book. I've lived with black men before, twice in Georgia. One time I was the only white guy with 3 other black men, and they were. And there was an interesting part about skin tone. It wasn't brought up specifically, but I could tell on another guy who was there. I don't want to digress too much. But anyway, and Patrice is coming at this, I don't think she'd mind me saying, she went to like a predominantly white high school and had white friends. So she disagrees with some of the essays in here. I think particularly the first part. There's a couple about his experiences in France, where I want to say now, first let me finish my first thought. I'm Irish American, mother and father, 3rd generation. There's, if you Google that, there's all kinds of like Irish need not apply in paper in the 19th century. They would call it Irish white N-word, the Irish N-word. Not saying I can relate to the black people that way just because I live with them or anything like that. But Baldwin gets into these things that we need to talk about to this day. He's like, his experience, I'll never know what it's like to be, back when he was growing up, we don't serve Negroes here at Denny's or any other restaurant. But he threw a glass of water at a waitress and just lost it one time. There's an essay in here on that. I'll never know what that's like. His experiences in France and in Europe, where the young kids, he got along with all of them. He was the only black person there, African American there. So they would call him Nigar, Nigar, Nigar. They'd point and laugh at him and touch his hair and even rub his skin to see if it would come off. And most days he was fine with that. He got along great with them. In the whole village, he went back there to Wright, to this village in France, as a matter of fact. But some days it would get to him, and so I'll never know what that's like. And he gets into deep history on white America and like civilization in general, at least the one we're in now. We're not going back into time where we're dealing with like now, white Europe, going back to Rome and everything else. It's a white civilization, and ties that into America, slavery particularly. What else I want to say? There's a direct tie-in. He talks about his father a lot. His father he had mental illness. Bad. He was a preacher. Baldwin preached a little bit, but there's a direct tie-in Huckleberry Finn where in the beginning of this novel that I'd forgotten about. You know how you reread novels when you're a kid and then in high school and you forget the order of scenes or what happens? Well, in Huckleberry Finn, I'd forgotten about his dad's a drunkard and doesn't want him to have an education. In fact, scorns him, eats him for having an education or, trying to read. There's a correlation to that in Notes of a Native Son, an essay about his theater drama teacher, English teacher, when he was young, before high school, got him involved. So I think there might be a gathering down here tonight, but I wanted to get this out, how much I like this book, and there will be a part 2 after, my buddy reading partner, Patrice, finishes this. She has a really good edition of this with a foreword or introduction by Edward P. Jones, the author of The Known World, which is one of the best novels I've read in the past 15, 20 years. I don't know when I first read that, but so Baldwin. I'll be reading Giovanni's Room probably later this year, and Patrice and I are also going to be reading another James Baldwin of her choice. I'm really glad I read these essays, and synchronicity happened to be at this time, and a lot of correlations, and it's very poignant. So wish everybody to be safe. Portland's relatively safe, at least in the daytime, of course. There's still boarding up buildings, and I'll probably have a video on that too, but I like to get a book review in here, not just all my little Portland wild man videos. So hey, got a few new subscribers, want to thank you. Please make comments. I'll get back to you. Ciao.